Hi, y'all. Welcome, welcome. Oh, wait, let me try something. Okay, that should remove my fan sound, but welcome on in. Hi. I'm on YouTube, y'all. I I think I don't think I am entering my underthinking era. So the idea is that wait, is there no audio? Wait, is there no music? Oh my god. Immediately drama is upon us. Hold on. There you go. Right? Yes, we have music here now. Great. I'm still getting used to streaming here on YouTube, even though it's the same like software and everything. I'm not used to this, so I'm not used to being over here in the red waters of YouTube. Even though this is where I started everything. This is how I started making videos. I started doing a little bit of everything here, so it feels good to be back. I hope that everything is working properly. I'm trying not to look at like how many people are watching or anything of the sort, because I don't want to get, demoralized or, too, when I finally become famous. No, I'm kidding. But it's nice to be here. I had an urge to, by the way, I have a nice coffee, decaf, because I don't want to be shaking and quaking. But, yeah, I wanted to, I had an urge to stream. I've been having that little like bug in me being like, I want to stream on YouTube sometime, but I was always like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna stream. Like, I always had all these doubts. So I just figured I would just do it. This is just the first stream. It doesn't have to have a particular concept in mind. It doesn't have to be anything other than what it is, which is just me saying hi to you and hanging out with you for a little bit, and then seeing where the wind takes us, if you will. But it's nice to be here. I was very reflective yesterday. I was thinking a lot about where I came from and where I'm at and all of that, and it was very interesting. It was very interesting because I think when I first started here on YouTube, I was very much like anything goes. Like in 1 week, I would do an anime review. I would film like a BuzzFeed quiz. I would do a reaction video. I would do a gaming video. Like, it was truly the wild west, but I was happy doing it. I was happy pursuing all of these different interests that I had, and I wasn't, I think deep down there was always that thing of like, oh, the algorithm doesn't like me because I'm never consistent. I'm always doing something different. I'm always, doing something different from the last thing that I uploaded or whatever, but I was happy doing so, and I think that made me who I am in a way, right? Like, having all these different interests and I think at some point, and I think this is when like I started looking into like advice videos and how to grow your YouTube, how to grow your Twitch, how to grow your whatever. The advice is always like, be one version of yourself and stick to that. So I think for a long time I ended up sticking to gaming because it's something that I like. I love playing video games. It's something that I really enjoy doing also. So it worked out, but I think at some point I just became a Twitch streamer. And that became all that I was. And, whenever I would think of, going into other platforms, it was always like, oh, let me just do Twitch clips. Let me just do, moments from the Twitch, the Twitch stream that I did, or whatever, or anything similar to what I would do on Twitch. And I think I don't know. I think I've gotten tired of that. I think I've gotten tired of defining myself by one thing. Hi, hola, boas. I got tired of defining myself as one thing. I got tired of just being one version of myself and kind of letting, suddenly I wasn't sharing like my favorite music, and I wasn't sharing, simple things about day-to-day stuff because I was so focused on this streaming thing and doing, and doing that, and it almost became who I was, even though there's so much to me than that. I remember at some point a friend of mine gifted me a MIDI keyboard to like make music and stuff like that, and I never like actively learned, and I never actively pursued that because I was so like focused on that one thing, and I'm tired of it. I'm ready to just like be me everywhere, no matter how messy it is, no matter how not perfect it is, no matter all of the things. So I'm excited. I think I'm looking at this as a new beginning of sorts. I'm just excited. I'm excited to approach things with a different lens and to try to do things differently. Yeah. How are you doing, NFPNPT? Olá, espero que esteja tudo bem. Ainda não estou habituado a falar em português nos meus nos meus streams. Hey Sin, hi. I was just saying I'm not used to speaking Portuguese during the streams, but I think I might integrate a little back and forth. Why not? It's good to see you, Sin. Hi. Iced coffee is very much a necessity. Absolutely. Very much. And you gotta do it. You gotta do it. Sometimes, honestly, an iced coffee just does the thing. Like yesterday I was having kind of a meh day, to be honest. And was it yesterday? I think so, yeah. And I just made myself a little iced coffee, and I was like, oh, this is lovely. It might have not been yesterday. I don't remember. I think it was the day before. I've been very active on my Insta stories lately, and I love that. And then it's like there's a little bit of a thing of like I check. Sometimes I look back at them and I see how many people saw them, and I'm like, oh my god, like that's way more people that like actively see my tweets or interact with my tweets or anything like that. So I was like, wait, people actually see what I'm doing on Instagram. Because I think for a while lately I've been feeling so like not seen, like on Twitter, on Twitch. So I'm just kind of like, you know what, let me spread my wings and go literally anywhere else. So yeah, I'm doing that today with YouTube. I intend on doing that with Instagram and posting more often and stuff like that. I still haven't figured out what to post on like my feed, but I'm sure I'll figure something out. I'm entering my underthinking era, which I think for normal people that's just thinking. But because my default is always like overthinking, I feel like it's good to, if I take it back a little bit and I underthink and I just do stuff, I think it will do me a little bit better, because then I can always just learn along the way, right? What stopped me for so long from streaming on YouTube was like, but I don't know what to do, and I don't have a concept, and I was always overthinking. I was like, girl, just go. And you learn from like whatever stream you do, you learn from that, and next time you'll be like, you know what, I'll do this and that, and we can always learn from our successes and from our flops. So I'm opening myself up for that. And even like recently, I'm gonna be seeing The Little Mermaid, and I've been avoiding it because the only like good time, like, so basically there's two versions that they play here. They play the Portuguese version and they play the original voices. And I've been wanting to see the original, but it's always like at an awkward time. It's like 9 p.m. or whatever, and I'm like, I don't want to go and like see a movie at 9 p.m. You know what I mean? But the 3D version plays like in the afternoon, but I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like it in 3D. I don't know if Mama Ruby, because she wants to come with me, I was like, I don't know if Mama Ruby will do well with 3D. I don't think she's ever seen a movie in 3D. And then I was like, you know what? Let's just go. And then we'll see what happens. And then we'll learn and we'll be like, you know what? 3D wasn't it. Let's not do it again. Or we'll be like, oh, that was fierce. Let's do it again. You know what I mean? Like, you can only like learn by doing sometimes, you know? And I know it sounds so silly, but that's literally how I think with everything in life. Like, it's almost like I come up with excuses to not do things, you know? I'm like, oh, I want to do that thing, but then I'm like, oh, it's going to be inconvenient. Oh, it's going to be annoying. Oh, it's going to be a lot of work. Oh, it's going to be this. It's going to be that. Oh, I don't know about this. I don't know about that. And then next thing I know, it's been 2 hours and I haven't done the thing, and then I give up, right? And I don't want to do that anymore. I'm tired of that. You know, I'm entering my underthinking era, and I'm excited for it. How are you doing, Sin? It's good to see you. How's your Wednesday? Today is Wednesday. Yes, it is Wednesday. Hi. Also, YouTube is very interesting. Going live on YouTube is an experience because you have to start the stream like before you go live. Like, you have to send in the live feed to YouTube, and then on YouTube's end, you hit go live. It's a whole thing. Estou bem. I'm good. Estou a tentar traduzir e falar em português e inglês ao mesmo tempo. I'm trying to translate both languages at the same time, so that's an interesting thing. But I'm doing well. Estou bem. Eu acho que sei quem és. I think I know who you are. Acho que trabalhamos juntos. Acho, pelo nome. There you go. So NFP and worked with me. We used to work together at Pizza Hut. Trabalhaste comigo na Pizza Hut. It's weird going back and forth. Oh my god. True, so true. Yeah. Working and lurking. Hi Lotus, it's good to see you. Enjoy the lurk, bestie. Today I have some like lovely I put on some game chops because I think YouTube is stricter with copyright music. So so I'm trying to like avoid that drama. But yeah, NFP worked with me. Do you mind if I keep talking in English, or should I keep going back and forth and translating? And this goes to either side. Either side of the equation. Because I've never actively done a stream where I was like juggling two languages. Like, I feel like I've dabbled a little bit. I feel like I dabbled. Okay, great. Thank you. But yeah. Ooh, so casual. Love that. 안녕하세요. I wish I knew more Korean. Or any, really. But it's good to see you, Lotus. Enjoy the Lurkiana. Lynn, aka Spin, aka Moth? Question mark. You left Pizza Hut 9 months ago. You were still working there? Oh my god. How did you do it? I feel like you were the last one standing from that era. Oh my god. That's wild. Every time I go past that location, which we're gonna keep, undisclosed because of I don't want to dox myself. But every time I would go past that location, I would try to like peek in and see if I recognized anyone, and I never recognized anyone. Almost 5 years. Honestly, like, good on you, because I left that and I ended up working at a coffee shop, and it was probably just as bad, to be honest. So I probably should have just stayed, because our boss at the time, because I was there for, I think I was there for about a year when you came in, I think. And so by that time, like, I feel like I was one of the few people that I was still working there. So, by the way, how are you doing, Spin, aka Lynn, aka Moth? I don't know. Am I talking to Moth on this day? So he left the company. Fun fact, he was a customer of mine when I worked at the coffee shop later on. So I saw him like a couple times. But I think he liked me. Like, not in like a weird way, but like he liked me. Yeah, he was like a customer of mine. I was like, oh, work. So, but he was also very nice. But yeah, I think he liked me because I was one of the people that like would listen to him like ranting and rambling a lot. So I remember at one point I was like, I'm gonna quit, and I had my letter and everything. And he was like, no, you're not. he didn't, but like he talked me out of it basically. Because he was like, just tell me like whatever schedule you want to do, you can do it and whatever. And I tried that, but it still was very shitty because you worked there. It was not a good experience at all. So I was like, it's not working. So whenever he went on vacation, I quit because I didn't want him to talk me out of it again. That's the real truth of what happened, okay? That's why I quit. Well, it wasn't because of him, but like I ended up quitting because he didn't talk me out of it. But I had heard that he left. I think he like, I don't want to expose him or anything, but I think he had like a nervous breakdown type of situation or anything. That's what I heard. And honestly, good on him for quitting and just like leaving the company because it was such a toxic environment. Oh, yeah, I liked him. He was nice. I think sometimes he was a little annoying, and sometimes, like sometimes he was a little annoying, and sometimes he had to like do his job to be like our boss. And so that meant that, he was very nitpicky and he was like, whatever. But yeah, I remember the higher ups being very annoying. I remember whenever it was rumored that he would come around that day, everyone was in a bad mood. Everyone was nervous. You probably remember this. Everyone was on edge. Everyone was very nervous and all that stuff. And I was like, I could not deal. I liked the free pizza though. I ate so much pizza. My parents, that was such a big perk for them too, because they would pick me up from work whenever I would do closing. And my parents loved, because whenever you would do closing, we had like, all the leftovers. So we would bring, I would bring like at least a box home, and they would be like, yes, this is the moment. This is why, we approve of your job. It was very that. Yeah, you don't know why. I believe it. I think I don't remember who told me at the time. Cuz I stayed in touch with a couple people. But then I ended up just kind of like the way that I am. I end up just like being very introverted, and then I don't know, I'm just like, I don't want to bother anyone. I don't want to, I just, and I do this weird thing, and I don't know if anyone else relates to this. By the way, I'm glad you're doing okay, Lynn. I'll call you Lynn on YouTube. Trying to wake up and do stuff. Sounds good. Is there anything you're looking forward to doing today? Anything on your list or anything that you want to do? But one thing that I do is like for so long I've separated, like I've created separations almost so that I can present myself in different ways depending on the people that I'm around. So at work I would do this thing where I would be like, oh, I edit videos. I felt like I had to separate me online versus me at work. And then I would do that separation between family, and I would do that separation between like work friends and all that stuff. And then it ends up being like very isolating, because it's almost like you're not showing who you are 100% to like anyone. You know what I mean? I feel like that may be like a neurodivergent thing that I've yet to kind of get a diagnosis on. But yeah. You're not in Portugal now. Are you working in another country now? Are you living in another country? Oh, that's fun. You have free pizza in 4 different places because all the managers work in different places. That's cute. Oh, Switzerland, iconic. What are you doing over there? What job are you doing? If you don't mind sharing. That's so cool. So yeah, you probably are seeing like a completely different version of me than you probably saw at work. Because I feel like when I'm streaming, I'm a little bit more like extroverted, and I'm a little bit more outgoing, I guess. And in person, I'm not like, cold. I'm just a little introverted, I guess. Try to guess. Do you work at Pizza Hut over there? I'm so bad at guessing. Oh, in a Portuguese restaurant. Oh, how cool. That's nice. One thing about Portuguese people is that no matter where you go in the world, there's always like a little like corner somewhere where there's like a Portuguese community, and there's like a restaurant, and there's like a mini, like a little supermarket type of thing. Like, I think it's like the colonizer in the Portuguese people that whenever they go anywhere else in the world, they're like, you know what? We need to make this a little Portuguese. And I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, you do make pizza. Iconic. It's good to see you. It's good to see you, though. I also, I don't want to expose you, but I didn't realize that you were part of the community whenever we worked together, and I really wish I did. Because like way after I left, I remember you posting something with your boyfriend, and I was like, oh, I never knew. I was like, oh shit. I don't think you knew either. You probably knew. I don't know. I wasn't like, at work, usually I'm not like out, but I'm like, if people ask me, I'll be like, yeah, but like, I'm not gonna be like, hi. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just because IRL, it's like, it's a whole other thing, and you never know how people are gonna react, and it's like, I don't want to deal with any of that. But yeah, I remember at the time being like, oh, I should have, we would have probably been, closer friends at the time if we knew. So, there's that. Hey, hey, Percy. Oh God, not Google just doing, not YouTube just exposing the government names. God. Not just the colonizer in me. Stop. Google outed you real quick. They did. They really did. Thank you so much for being here, y'all. I really appreciate y'all being here, because like, I've been so used to being on Twitch, and my journey on Twitch has been very tumultuous. So I'm very happy to be, I'm very happy to see people and to see that, that there's support to be had here on YouTube. The funny thing is this coincides with like Twitch's like latest revisions of their like terms of service and their all of that stuff. This is it's probably, I know it's Pokemon because it's from it says Route 3, and it's from Game Chop's Poke and Chill album. So I think it might be from like OG Pokemon. No pride, only shame. No. Not that. But yeah, it says Route 3. So I do think that all of the Route music, do you say Route or Root? All of the Root music in the original Pokemon were the same, so I think you got it. You got it. Let's just say you got it. Ooh. This is not a contest, so Close enough. Either is technically correct. I'll just go with whatever I feel in my heart. You're beyond fed up with Twitch. I know. I've been fed up with Twitch. Like, it's a thing, right? Like, it's a thing. Twitch is annoying, and I think a lot of different things have kind of stacked up against it for me, but I've always just stayed. It's like I'm not saying I'm quitting Twitch. I could be potentially, but to me it just felt like staying with like a toxic relationship just because you're afraid that you're not gonna get love anywhere else kind of thing. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of over it, to be honest. I'm kind of over it. I don't feel attached to it anymore, especially in a sense of community. Like, I feel like I have y'all, like the people that come to my streams and stuff like that, but I feel like y'all could easily just like click on a link to YouTube instead of clicking on a link to Twitch. I don't think the fact that I was on Twitch was the reason y'all were here. You know what I mean? So, but leaving Rainbow Arcade and just kind of feeling like there may be kind of a little bit of a burned bridge there, and I haven't spoken to a lot of people from that team since I left. There were a couple that reached out to me, and there were a couple that we still like interact with each other, but it's fine. So I feel like that, I just don't feel attached to Twitch anymore. Mana, is that a pink poop emoji? What is that? YouTube's emotes are so interesting. Like, what is that? Hey, Mana. It's good to see you. You're a big Pokemon fan? Work. What did you think of Scarlet and Violet? I know there was a lot of, like, mixed feelings. I've said it before, we go where you go. We love you for your content. They're just they're just the bag you came in. I love that. I'm in a bag. I'm in a bag. Are you in a bag? Because I'm in a bag. How are you doing, Mana? Probably not, because I'm not monetized. So subscribe to my YouTube and, you know, maybe I can get monetized in the near future. I'm also on Ko-fi. If you want to, you know, support me monetarily, you can do that on Ko-fi. But I don't think we're going to have any ads on my YouTube streams yet because I'm not monetized. I'm not a partner. Oh, the percentage was so weird. Like, your logo, like, I was so over it. Like, whenever I saw, like, because they just bombarded me with notifications, like 3 different notifications, like, we changed the terms of service, we changed the affiliate things, we changed this and that, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? So as I was seeing stuff pop up on Twitter, I was like, okay, whatever. And then they were like, if you do sponsored content, it has to be, the logo has to be this big, and this, you can't do this, that, and I was like, what the fuck are we doing? I don't even get sponsorships, so it wouldn't affect me directly, but I was like, what are we doing? What's going on? It also just felt very like, oh, we're gonna sabotage the sponsorships that you get outside of Twitch because we want you to only make money on Twitch. That's how it felt. And they're kind of going back on their word, like, we would never sabotage our creators, when that's literally what they're doing, because I have a sneaking suspicion that they want, because Twitch partners already have like a bounty type of thing where they can apply for sponsorships and stuff like that through Twitch, so Twitch probably gets a cut. So I'm assuming they don't want us to get sponsorships outside of Twitch and all that stuff, so also the discoverability on Twitch is shit. And I feel like even if my YouTube streams flop, at least they become like a video, so even if people don't find it whenever I stream, it still becomes a video that people can watch whenever, you know? Right, like, who gives a shit? It's wild. Imagine getting banned or like suspended because you did the math wrong and the logo was too big. Like, fuck off. Also, this is, I don't want to just do this stream talking shit about Twitch, but whatever. This Pride campaign is fucking shit. Like, I'm not getting any Pride content on my I was gonna say For You page, on my main page on Twitch. The only tab that I'm getting that's Pride related is LGBTQ plus streamers playing Diablo. Bitch, I don't want to see anyone supporting that company with that fucking game. I'm like, what? That's like the only thing that I'm getting on Twitch for Pride. Like, I haven't seen any front pages. I haven't seen like a Pride team. I haven't seen nothing. So Twitch can suck my ass. Y'all, I think I'm done. I think I'm done with Twitch, to be honest. I might not come back. Also on YouTube, you can have like fun little thumbnails, and you can have like, you can schedule your streams and it will show like little thumbnails on your subscribers, like, you know, subscription page. And I think that's very cute. You prefer diamond, ruby, or blue? Okay, yeah, that's fair. A lot of yeah, I see what you mean. Like the new graphics don't give you the same feeling. You prefer like the pixel art? You do like the remake of Gen 4. I want to play that sometime. I'll get it on sale. You got a shiny Arceus, cute. YouTube gaming, from what I've seen, relies heavily on the likes to make you visible, so make sure to click the like button, girls. I didn't know that. Thank you, Percy. According to the terms of service, it would affect when Stream Elements gives you a key and some asset. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I liked Scarlet and Violet. My thing is, like, I felt like the game didn't guide me enough. Like, and that's a problem I have with open world games, where the game tells you can go anywhere, and I'm like, oh shit, I don't know where to go, because I'm gonna be afraid that I'm gonna go to the wrong place and do things in the wrong order. So I didn't like that. Oh, Square Enix, sorry. Yeah. My bad. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Flop streams on YouTube are still non-VOD specific content able to be searched and shared on the biggest video platform in the world. Yeah, exactly. Literally that. And also I heard that if you make videos on YouTube, if you live stream on YouTube, and if you do shorts on YouTube, they will push your shorts while you're live, so that it tries to get more people to come to your stream. I haven't tested that, but I think that's cute. But also, I don't want to just like rely on YouTube. Like, I don't want to put all of my eggs like from one basket to another, but I think you can do more on YouTube. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can host videos, you can live stream, you can do shorts. And then, like, if you do shorts, you can always repost them on TikTok. You can repost them on Reels. I also like doing, like, I'm liking Instagram right now. I'm not good at the main feed, but I'm liking to do the stories and stuff, because I feel like people that actually follow me on Instagram actually see what I post. And that's not the case on Twitter anymore. So there's a Pride campaign? What Pride campaign? Shit. I hate that. I love that this is so spur of the moment. Lynn, I said this a bunch of times today. I'm entering my underthinking era. Because I always talk myself out of everything, and I always overthink, so I'm underthinking. I'm in my underthinking era. Grow a spine, play an indie. I don't know what that's referring to, but work. Yeah, do whatever you want. And I'm like, I don't know what I want to do. That's your job. You tell me what I want to do, game. Let's go cute. Yeah. I've seen that in action for a few streamers. Imagine a platform that pushes people equally. Imagine a platform. Well, to be fair, I've never found like success with just like normal YouTube uploads. But at the same time, they've been so sporadic, and they've been so like overthought that I'm like, girl, I just want to fucking do shit. I don't, you know. Also, I don't know if I can cuss here. Because, like, technically my stream is marked, like, not for kids. But it's also not, like, 18 plus. Because it's not like I'm doing, like, borderline porn. So I'm like... I'm mad at the LGBT streamers being pushed on Twitch right now. Because over half are doing Blizzard stuff. And... they're being pushed on Twitch because they're playing Diablo, because that's literally the only thing that I see, like the only like pride like thing that I'm seeing is that, and I'm like, oh, okay. Also, I'm on low latency, or like YouTube has a super low latency mode, so is the stream super low latent? Is the stream like super low latent and crisp as fuck? Mama, that's the quality options that you get on YouTube. I agree about the story as well. Like, the story of Scarlet and Violet felt like it only picked up, like, after you were done with all of the different challenges. And then you were like, oh, now there's story. You know? The latency is so low. I watched the stream yesterday. Oh, love that. The latency is so low. Oh, it's so low. Oh, my God. You can cuss, but you can't monetized. Monetized? I can read. I can read, that's for sure. Y'all, I'm really enjoying this. I'm really enjoying this. I'm also like, I feel like on YouTube, I don't feel like I have to stream like games. You know what I mean? Like, not that I do on Twitch, but like, I don't know. I'm in my underthinking era, so, you know, I'll just do whatever I want. And whatever happens. Because I was very reminiscent of the times where I really didn't care. Like, I genuinely just would do, like, if I had an idea, I would just, like, do it. So, and then I would worry about the numbers, but, you know, after it was all said and done, it was like, you know, I wouldn't think about all of that stuff before I even got started. So I think the best thing for me is to just like avoid advice videos and growth tips and anything like that, because it just kind of starts fucking with your brain a little bit. Because I think I'm supposed to just be like a creative being who just like does stuff and like isn't confined to like an algorithm that I don't even understand. So, you know, imagine a platform that encourages multiple types of creativity without trying to get you to fit an increasingly narrow mold. I don't think YouTube is that platform either, to be honest. I think YouTube very much wants you to do the same thing over and over and over again so that it pleases your subscribers, but I'll do what I want, okay? I'll just do what I want. Yeah, you're just Twitch bashing. It's fine. Government name clocked in. I know. You really are doing all of that. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't have a plan for like what I'm gonna do. I also wanna, I don't know if I'm gonna do this live or if I wanna do a video, but I saw someone do one of those like K-pop videos where it's like, yeah, that's Flop. I want to do one of those videos that's like, I saw someone that reacts to K-pop doing it, so I think it would be cute. where they play two songs and you have to pick one. It's like pick one, drop one, and it just shows you like a bunch of different like K-pop songs. And I think it would be cute to do a video on it because I haven't done a reaction video in so long. So I think it would almost like catch people up with like what I've been like what I've been enjoying, the groups that I've been listening to, the songs that I like, the songs that maybe I don't like. So I think I've thought about doing that. I don't know if I'm gonna do a stream or if I'm gonna do a video. To be honest, I struggle a little bit with videos because they feel so lonely. Like, I like streaming because I just like doing stuff with y'all. And if I'm like alone doing a video, I just feel so lonely. And I'm just like nobody's like, you know, I have to edit this before people can see it. And even then, you know. I'll probably just stream it, yeah. The thing with YouTube too is that I can also edit it if I want. So like if I'm like talking just like random shit for like an hour and then I begin doing a thing that would be cool, I can always like edit the video and make it so that the video that people watch later is like, you know, only that portion or whatever. Do you want us to stand over your shoulder while you edit? I want y'all to stand on me while I edit. No, I'm kidding. Sitting directly on my lap. I love that. Not the steppies. I get tired easily. I'll sit on you instead. I love that. Y'all are just so like, y'all are such good people. Just volunteering to sit on me. Y'all are so nice. I don't even know when. I don't think anyone has ever volunteered to sit on me. You editing out a 0.3 seconds of a clip. Is that the move? That is literally me editing a video though. Like, I'll edit out the most insignificant thing in the world and I'll be like, what if that's important? What if I ruined the momentum of the video? Like, what? It's a lot. It's not all of that with everything. Like, so it's either that or I just fucking edit so much out that I'm like, this video doesn't make any sense anymore. So there's that. We're very supportive. I love that. Also, y'all, I don't have to set a category here. Well, I do. Like, if I were to be playing a game, I would have to set a category, but like, I'm not. I also don't know which. Well, you set a category. I'm under like people and blogs. I don't even know if that's the correct thing for what I'm doing here, but I'm a person, so I think that fits. What if that's my Trixie and Katya moment I've just killed? Let's be honest, there's no Trixie and Katya moments. I mean, that's reality right there, Lynn. I edit out a breath, but does that ruin the pacing? Yes. Or if it's like a gaming video, you edit out a thing and you're like, what if later on I discover that that was a very important observation to make? But like right now I don't know because I'm only in part 2. Like, who cares? I was very worried that nobody was going to show up, so I'm very happy that y'all did in fact show up. I was like, oh no, what if me going to YouTube and like not planning anything out and just doing a very whimsy stream. What if that's the worst idea? I still did it anyway, but I thought about it. I was like, what if this is the worst idea in the world? Anyway, sometimes we do have to risk it, that's true. And sometimes you get a biscuit, and sometimes you don't. And that's very sad. That's why I always waited until after I was done with the game to edit it, especially with mystery games, because the tiniest details could be important. Right? Like, because it could be very insignificant at the time, like, oh, that was a weird thing that they said. But then later on, you could be like, oh, that's why they said that. Right. What if you flop? But what if you slay the house down? Suddenly you see like a red dot in my forehead, and it was Aja. She was like, no voguing, or no nogging. Now I'm laughing at my own joke. Oh, well. It's over. Somehow I still have iced coffee. Like, what's happening? But honestly, I was just happy to do it. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a little thumbnail. I'm gonna stream. I'm gonna post it on IG. I'm gonna post it on Twitter. And it's gonna be lovely. And if not, maybe next time will be. But I'm glad that this time is lovely. So thank you. Thank you for that. So I'm gonna see The Little Mermaid. I think I'm gonna see it early next week, because it's gonna be like rainy and weird over the next few days. So I don't want that. But I'm very excited. I keep seeing little clips of Hallie singing Part of Your World. And one of those clips fully made me cry. So can't wait for the movie. Can't wait to be a sobbing mess in the movie theater. But she really did that though. I haven't seen the full clip. I haven't heard the full version, but I've seen little tidbits here and there, especially of the live performance. It keeps popping up on my For You page on TikTok. And she killed it. She fully killed it. I can't wait to see it. I think it's the only live action Disney movie that I'm seeing, because I haven't seen Beauty and the Beast. I haven't seen Aladdin. I haven't seen literally any of them. So I'm excited for this one. We have to support our friends. Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, I glitched. I understand that. I think sometimes what it is like, sometimes people are busy. Sometimes people have better things to do. Sometimes people don't want to watch, and that's fine. You know what I mean? It's like, if you're doing something that they don't really care for, it's totally fine that they don't like pop in to say hi, or that they don't want to see it or whatever. So I get it. But I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Jeffrey Bezos looking into his scope as he hits you with the glitch gun. Why I keep going into my mic. I love that. Jeffrey Bezos doesn't even work there anymore. He doesn't even go here. It's always so weird to me how different our FYPs are. They are for you. They really are for you. Like, you're seeing stuff that's happening in the world, and I'm seeing a video of someone setting a hot dog on fire. I love that. I just see a lot of K-pop. Like, my For You page on TikTok is mostly K-pop, and then there's things here and there that TikTok just throws at me to see if I'll like it. But it's mostly K-pop. Percy is the boom boom hot dog fire. That just made me think of Gia Gunn, which made me think of how I'm not loving this season of All Stars. And it's not because Gia Gunn isn't there, because I actually don't really, you know, Gia Gunn isn't really my fave. But it's been a kind of a bummer of a season, because it's like, I feel like, I don't know, it's like people aren't really getting recognition that they deserve, and then it's like, you know, a beloved person quits just like for, you know, just out of nowhere, and it's just like, this could be so much better. And someone was like, can you, like, they should just literally let the season play out naturally, and it would have been so much better. But yeah, I'm not loving, I am actively hating, right? All Stars, All Winners showed how the show could be, right? And also, it's like, I think All Winners, the only thing that was kind of annoying about it was like, all of a sudden, like, the last challenge was like worth, it was like Mario Party, you know, like all of a sudden one thing is worth like 1,000 stars, and so that Shea Coulee could make it. And I was like, okay. I was like, okay, we're stretching a bit. But that season was so lovely. Like, the vibes were just cute. It was just lovely. I do think, like, I think for All Stars, we don't necessarily need like the vibes to be immaculate. But like, I just think the format is so tired. Like, the lip sync assassins, I don't live for them. Like, it's also like, imagine like doing a bad job in a challenge and then being unable to fight to stay. Like, it's such a frustrating thing to see. And also, like, we had Darian Lake and we got no lip syncs with her, which is a crime. I did like that. I liked the fact that everyone did every challenge. I did like that. I also thought it was very weird that the first episode was a girl group challenge. Like, I just want to see, like, especially for the people who haven't been on Drag Race in a long time, I just want to see like the talent show, like, first things first, so that we're like getting reacquainted with everyone and being like, oh, that's what they're good at, you know what I mean? I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what they're thinking with All Stars. It's just like they just make the weirdest choices, and it's really weird. Tammy Brown, that would be cute. Am I the only person who hates the Snatch Game of Love format? I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I think I liked what they did with All Winners in that regard. Like, regular Snatch Game, but like 2 rounds. I could do without the 2 rounds, but like the 2 rounds were cute. But I think for a regular All-Stars, I think 1 round of regular Snatch Game would have been fierce. Because what I'm thinking with Snatch Game of Love is like it robbed us of having Jimbo and like Jimbo interacting with the other group. That would have been so fucking fierce. It would have been so funny to like everyone interacting with one another. But yeah, I like that the Snatch Game of Love, like the guests have a little bit more of a prominent role, but at the same time, I don't think the guests need to have a prominent role because it's not about them. So there's that. Guess shut up challenge. No. Also, I haven't watched an Untucked episode of Drag Race in so long, and I feel like that's a problem. Because I feel like in some seasons, the Untucked was like borderline the best part of like that hour or 2 hours of Drag Race. And I feel like, I mean, for All Stars, I haven't seen a singular episode of Untucked. I also don't like that, I know that they have Untucked for that, but like in the main episodes of All Stars, I want to see like the deliberation. I want to see them chatting with the girls and like trying to convince them of like why they should stay or not. Like I don't want to see that after the episode is done. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just so much wrong with All Stars lately. It also doesn't help that they do All Stars every single year. I feel like some TV shows do All Stars like every 5 seasons or every 10 seasons. And I get it that the Drag Race wouldn't want to wait until season 20 to do an All Stars, but I feel like maybe wait a few seasons to do it. I think, you know what I mean? And I think they could easily make it, because some shows do it where like for example, like The Amazing Race does it so like season 9 is a regular season, then season 10 is All Stars, but it's still labeled as season 10. I feel like, you know, that could have easily been a thing. I want a messy on stage who should go home and why moment. I love those. Who are you rooting for this season? It's so hard for me to pick people to root for because I feel like we're being like force-fed Jimbo. Like, don't get me wrong, I've come around on Jimbo. I haven't seen Canada, but I saw Jimbo on a UK versus the World and I didn't really live. But she's coming around on me on like whatchamacallit, on this season of All Stars. But I also feel like they're trying to make her the winner so bad that I'm like, what are we doing? What the fuck is this stream? What a great question. I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know. What do you think this stream is? I'm glad you're giving me a chance to test the moderation here. Because I don't know how moderation works here. But yeah, I think it's hard to say. Because I don't know. It's hard to say, like, who am I rooting for? Because I already think Jimbo is going to win. So I'm like, what is the point in, like, you know, putting... and, like, being, like, doing, like, this, like, role play of, like, ooh, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna like. Jimbo's depiction of women is an issue for me. Okay, I feel like I haven't looked too much into that, but like I kind of see it. I kind of understand, but I don't fully understand like what the discourse was on Jimbo. Cause I don't know. I just saw Jimbo as just like I think I get it. Because the way that I look at Jimbo is like, oh, she's so messy. Oh, she's so silly. And I feel like it's almost like the way that she portrays her body is almost saying like, oh, isn't this so funny? Isn't this so silly? When it's like there's people who probably look like that. You know what I mean? It's like, is that the issue? Because if it is, I get it. And if it's not, I want to understand it. You really like Alexis. Alexis let me down. I was so disappointed. I was like, Alexis, no. Yeah. I was team Heidi. I was rooting for Heidi. And then shit happened. I like Candy as well. I don't think they're giving her the time of day though. They're doing like this weird thing. Like with the editing, the episodes just feel weird. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the editing. I don't know if it's the format. I don't know if it's the storylines that they're trying to feed us. But I'm just, this season, like every episode at the end, I'm like, that was a thing I just watched. The discourse is the constant portrayal of women as a bimbo sex object. And like there's a line crossed when all feminization is regarded as a joke. Like drag is fun, but some of Jimbo's choices are just insulting. Okay, I get it. I fully get it. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, no, because I'm not gonna defend her because I don't fucking know her and I don't know her intentions. I like what she does when it's like fun. Like the thing that she did with Adam and Eve was really funny. The thing that she did with like it wasn't Matrix, but it was like the thing with like all the phones coming out of her and it was like very like she was like a robot. That was really fucking fierce. But I got it. Like I couldn't quite put it into words, but her entrance I think is what kind of triggered the conversation of like Jimbo and potential problematic portrayal of women. And I didn't fully understand and I didn't fully have the words to describe it, but the entrance was kind of like, is this supposed to be funny because, you know what I mean? I was just like, this is just like people look like this. I was just kind of like, you know what I mean? I was just kind of like, is this supposed to be like, is the joke that is like that she has huge tits? You know what I mean? To me it was just like, is it like what it, I was trying to be like, you know, even deconstructing that in my brain of like, why is this like funny, right? I was like, why is this supposed to be funny? Why is this supposed to be like a thing? And I think it boils down to just like that, to, you know, kind of like, I don't want to say icky territory, but like, you know, kind of questionable choices. They're not giving Candy airtime because she's not being the loud girl this time. Yeah. Her blush is sure getting airtime. Yeah. I tried doing the candy blush on. I did a Brat stream on Twitch, and I tried applying the candy blush on the girls, and they looked demonic. Oh, the conversation was ongoing for a year before that entrance. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't really follow Jimbo. I didn't really live for her. I thought her behavior in UK versus the World was very weird. It was very weird. I didn't understand the way she treated Pangina. Everything was just weird. And people were like, haha, she's so funny. And I was like, if literally any queen of color did that, y'all would be calling her a bully. Y'all would be calling her all this and that. But because Jimbo did it, everyone was like, oh, she got her, girl. Like, no, she didn't. I am liking her on All Stars. I am. But I can't lie and say that UK versus the World didn't, like, put me off, you know? And that's the thing as well. Like, I heard that... I almost feel like... And I don't know if that's what you feel specifically, Percy. But that's the impression that I got, was like, she was kind of like a beloved character, but then, like, after people kind of lived for her, she kind of... The impression that I got was like she was almost like a Jinx figure in her season, where she was like, people liked her because she was weird and quirky and whatever, but after she got success and people lived for her, she was like bulldozing everyone, and she like got like cocky and feeling herself maybe a little too much. That's how I perceived her, because I didn't like, I probably saw a couple clips here and there of her, and like, you know, she was robbed and all that stuff, but I didn't really keep up with what she did on Canada. That's it specifically? Oh, work. The cracks started showing and then came the flood. Yeah, UK versus the World was so ugly. And people said that, like, she got a nice edit. Like, some people said that, like, she was, like, she went off harder than they showed. So I believe you in what you're saying with, like, you know, they're rehabilitating her image so they can make more money off of her. I believe it. And I wonder if that's why this casting was so creative. Because don't get me wrong, I loved seeing Monica Beverly Hills, I loved seeing Darian Lake, I loved seeing Kasha Davis. But I almost feel like them putting Jimbo in a season that has so many like people that left early on their season or midway through, it was almost like, surely they're not going to outperform Jimbo. You know what I mean? Like, from production standpoint, I can almost feel like that's what they did. And that's why I feel like they're not giving anyone the time of day. You know what I mean? They set her up to shine. Her only real competition just walked out. As far as like someone who's beloved by the fans, right? Like, Heidi was probably the only one that could rival the amount of like love that Jimbo gets. So I get that. Like, I don't think anything that they're doing with Jimbo yeah, I mean, that's what All Stars has always been about. Like, All Stars 1 was literally created so that Chad Michaels would win. But to be fair, All Stars 1 is one of those seasons where like most of them could have won because a lot of them were like people that people felt like were robbed. So I feel like All Stars 1 was probably, they weren't gonna not crown Chad Michaels. You know what I mean? But like, you know, it was probably one of the few seasons where the competition felt like it could in some ways it could go either way, but in some ways I was like, it's not gonna happen. But yeah, I mean, All Stars 1 was Chad Michaels to lose. All Stars 2 was Alaska's to lose. They had a few, you know, they had Katya on there in case Alaska somehow got sent home. And Detox, I feel like people with All Stars 2, people talk about like, oh, Katya was robbed, when I feel like Detox kind of ate up a lot of the season. Like, Detox was fully like one of the best contenders that season, and I feel like she didn't get that edit. I feel like the edit was like, it's either going to be Katya or Alaska, but I feel like Detox like kind of killed it during that season. Oh, Tatiana was fully robbed. The thing is, I like Alaska, but like, it was so weird because production told Alaska like, oh, because you had the breakdown, we had like, we could finally crown you because you showed personality. But I was like, that wasn't good. Like, people hated that. Like, people hated it. Like, that's not good. Like, she showed, like, she was a brat. I was like, that's not good publicity for her. I was like, what? I was like, that's not, you know. I would have been really happy if Katya won. Like, I don't necessarily think like she was robbed, but every time Reggie Wrote You shows up on my For You page or whatever, I'm like, oh, Katya really ate them up on that. I was like, Katya kind of ate them up. Not kind of, she fully ate them up. Most people are medicated for those personalities, myself included. Work. I forgot to ask y'all, does YouTube have captions, or is it not a thing? Because I'm using the captioner that I used to use on Twitch, but are the captions working in real time? Oh, they're not working? But it is possible. Yeah, I may have to look into it. Because I don't know how captions work. I just remembered. It says unavailable. I wonder if that's a thing that I can fix. Oh, I think it has to do with the latency. Because right now my stream latency, it says ultra low latency, does not support closed captions, 1440p and 4K resolutions. So I might try to change it to low latency next time and see what happens. Yeah, go get your drink. Go get your drink. Yup, this is Green Hill Zone. This is from an album called Spin Dash from Game Chop. The original Sonic was such a moment. Y'all, you know what I've been playing? Some people know it as Bust a Move, some people know it as Puzzle Bobble. I've been playing that shit. I've had that moment of like, I don't know what to play whenever I was just like chilling on my own and just like listening to podcasts. And I was like, what do I want to play? And then I remembered that game. Do you remember Puzzle Bobble? It was like two tiny little like crocodiles, I think. And it was like We had an arcade machine in a coffee shop on the street that I live in. Like, there used to be a coffee shop that had that arcade machine, and every once in a while I would play it, and it was so good. And you know, I have you know, nowadays with the internet, I got back into it. It's fun, although sometimes a little stressful, and sometimes I'm very bad at like seeing where it's gonna like ricochet and all that shit. But it's fun. Oh my god, you had it on the N64. I didn't have an N64 growing up, sadly. Well, I had a PlayStation, which I really loved. But yeah, I love that. I didn't have that game though. I never owned that game. I didn't realize for the longest time that Bust a Move was that game. I think I only learned it like way later, that it was like, oh, it's the same game, but it's, well, not the same game, but it's like the same game series, but it's just like a different, you know, it's a different name. I wonder why it has different names. A lot of games back then did that, where like, you know, I think there was like, I just saw a video the other day where Final Fantasy, like before Final Fantasy VII in Europe, they only released Final Fantasy Mystic Quest, and they took and they only called it Mystic Quest over here in Europe. So I don't know what's up with that. Like back then they used to do all that, like a lot of that stuff. So I think officially the first Final Fantasy game to come out in Europe was Final Fantasy VII. Isn't that wild? Isn't that fucking wild? That Final Fantasy VII was the first Final Fantasy to come to Europe. And I think because it did so well, they brought in like the PlayStation ports. I'm not gonna gloat about it. You burned out on Drag Race. How many seasons did it take you to burn out? Because you were like in it, like you were doing the damn thing. On a similar note, I think I burned out on The Amazing Race. Like I watched, like, no joke, like, let me tell you, I watched 15 seasons of The Amazing Race. Well, 14 seasons of The Amazing Race. And then by season 15, I got burned out. And then I got back into it like recently, and it was just not hitting the same. And I was like, oh, work. Yeah, you should. Hold on, I dropped something. Oh, she's peeking from the sides. Yeah, you should. 25 Down Under season 1. Let me check. Season 1 came out in 2021. Oh my god, that's a lot of seasons. That's a lot of seasons. You watched Drag Race up until 2021. That's a lot. That's a lot. Ooh, not Miss Blackface. Oh yeah, there was like a thing, right? Where like RuPaul kind of like forgave her on like, not live television, but like, you know, in the show she was like, I don't know what happened exactly because I haven't seen it. But what I heard was like RuPaul was like, it wasn't like, it's fine, don't worry about it, but you know, she almost like didn't mention it, or like she glossed over it or something. Still have 20 more seasons to go. So like, what was the last US season that you watched? Do you remember? 13. Hold on. Is that Evie's season? Or is that Jada's season? Once it gets to the double digits, I mix them up. I mix up the seasons. Because 9 is... I started watching on season 8. So... Oh, Simone. Wait a damn minute. Oh, Evie was season 11, right? Because it was like Bob was season 8. Season 9 was Sasha Velour. Season 10, it was Aquaria. 11 was Evie. 12 was Jada. And then 13 was Simone, right? I think that makes sense. Girl, that Simone, like that first episode, that Simone lip sync, I was sold. I was like, oh, this bitch, of course she won. Like, I was obsessed. She was so good from like the first second. Yeah, I mean, once I know who the winner was in that particular season, I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I know who everyone else was, but like, it's hard for me to like situate myself, like which season was what. Yeah, right? Simone was so fucking fierce, her season. Ugh, obsessed. But that was a great season. Like, that season was like, yeah, it was Candy, Gottmik, oh my god, Lala Ree, Olivia. I love Olivia Lux. There was Rosé. There was a lot of girls. That season was great. Was that Denali's season? I think so, right? The fucking bag. The fucking bag outfit. Oh, Lala Ree. She always made me so happy. Denali, I fucking love her too. Honestly, season 13 was fucking stacked. Season 13 was great. Did you hear that Elliot was like low-key like racist and transphobic? So people call Elliot Elliot with 3 Ks. And I think that's very funny. Because people would call her Elliot with 2 Ts or whatever, and I guess people started calling her Elliot with 3 Ks. I don't think anything was ever like 1,000% confirmed, but like apparently, yeah, Elliot was like kind of like low-key racist, low-key transphobic. Definitely for sure transphobic, I think. I think she had like a very pointed interaction with Gottmik at some point or something. Or she made like some sort of joke she shouldn't have or something. But yeah. I just think it's really funny that people refer to her as Elliot with 3 Ks. And I don't think they can like fully talk about it because, you know, probably the NDA or whatever, but yeah. I really like that season. When Denali lip synced with like the fucking skates on, I was like, hello? Like, what a great season. I think that was the first season that I watched. Ooh, this song is too hyped. Hold on. I think that was the first season I started watching after like I took a little bit of a break from Drag Race. And I really loved it. I was like, this is fucking fierce. Wait, yeah. Wait, no. No, I think that season, maybe that season was airing. And I started watching the one before. I don't remember. I remember I watched like a few seasons back to back when I kind of came back. Welcome back, Percy. I'll die for that girl group challenge that season. Specifically, Phenomenon. I do not remember the girl group challenge, but I do remember that season being... Oh, wait, no. Was that the season where they were like, I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. Like, they had like a really fucking fierce girl group challenge. Was that the season? Which season was that? That was 12. Okay, so that was the season right before that. I don't remember that challenge then. I think I watched season 12 and 13 back to back. That's why they blur in my brain as one. Thorgy, Thor's biological daughter, Utica. Oh my god. Utica was kind of like, I really liked her, but I feel like at some point, like, people were like, I think because people were living for her, she was starting to like unravel in ways that I don't think I was living for. Show me on the doll where I was incorrect. That's funny. Oh, I miss Thorgy on Drag Race. Thorgy is so good. While we're saying opinion. Yeah, today apparently is just an opinion day. I mean, I'm just a very opinionated person. Really fell out of love with Utica during the roast. Yeah, that was like towards the end of her stay, right? Yeah, that was rough. Although she did give one of the best moments of that season whenever like Rue asked her if she ever smoked weed. That was like one of the best moments of the franchise. It's like, I'll forgive her. Don't you look at Utica in that sleeping bag gown and then got Mick in that dental floss and tell me that the barely clothed one is the fashion icon. Utica, I feel like she fucking ate that season. As far as the runways, she did one that was very like Ultimecia from Final Fantasy VIII. One of her looks was very like Ultimecia, and I fucking lost it. Do y'all remember? Like, she had like the big hair. It was almost like Rita Repulsa-y. Like, she had like the big hair, and she had like the... It was very like Final Fantasy VIII. Like, she had like basically like a face tattoo type of thing. Oh, she just looked like an evil sorceress. Like, it was so fucking fierce. And I think at the time, people kind of like shat on her a little bit. On like, I think possibly Violet, which, whatever. Kind of shat on the way that she presented herself on the runway. But I kind of lived for her. Moose on Fiat. I was gonna say Fiat. Hi. Hello. I don't know if "what's up, boys" is the way to... Hey, Moose. I don't know, you know. I don't know if that's the vibe here. But if you want to try again, you're totally welcome. Why is she not running fashion photo review? I know. Violet's opinions mean nothing to me. Yeah. I got into the podcast that she has with Gottmik at first. And then the more I would listen to the two of them, the more I got tired of them. You know what I mean? It's like, I think it's one thing where like an edited moment, it's like, oh, that's funny. But then when you see that that's like how they actually are, you're just kind of like, I think you're a brat. You know what I mean? It's like, I think you're like a spoiled brat and I don't like it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I think your taste in fashion is just like expensive shit. Like, I think it's just like, yeah. You ate that yesterday? I love that. Good on you. Good job. We love that. We love that. I love that for you. So anyway, yeah, Violet's opinions, I don't really care. I also think that, like, she's one of that, like, it's interesting. Because I think the Drag Race community, as far as, like, queens go, they're very, like, you know, don't be mean and whatever. But then a lot of them live for Violet, which, like, her personality is fully just, like, being mean. And I'm like, what's the truth? You know what I mean? Like, you live for her, but like you don't want people to be like her. It's like, well, she's literally an example of like, yeah, anyway. Violet's opinions about Drag Race girls to me are like Janice Dickinson's opinions on Top Model. Very that. Did you see, like, Janice Dickinson, like, over the years, she was kind of like, about Tyra, she was like, you know, I regret a lot of the things. And then she kind of semi-recently got asked about, like, you know, do you regret any of the comments that you made towards the girls? Do you know, like, do you think the show was problematic? And she was like, it was a reality TV show, and I didn't lie. Like, I just said whatever, I just said the truth. They just couldn't take it. Like, okay. So you're a cunt, is what you're saying. So you're a raging bitch, is what you're saying. Oh my god. Anyway. We get it, you're then. Right. If there's one thing Janice is gonna do is manage to be a monster while taking zero accountability. Yes. 100%. At least Tyra tried to show any sort of remorse, you know? At least Tyra was like, you know, it was a different time. I was just trying to help them, but maybe I didn't go about it the best way. And then Janice is like, no, I said what I said. Like, what? Like, Janice probably said some of the worst things on that show. And she's like, yeah. Oh. Do you remember her show back in the day that was like the modeling agency, and she got like everyone to get naked, and she was like, this is how it is in the modeling industry. And I believed her. How's it going? I'm doing well. How are you? I hope you're having a good day. What's on the agenda? On the Moose agenda? Oh, I forgot about her. I forgot about that. I just remember she got everyone to get naked. And she was like, if you can't get naked at the casting, you need to leave. Like, what? That was very weird. That was a thing, and they did it in Top Model as well, where like they would shame the girls like, oh, you don't want it enough if you don't take off your clothes or whatever. That sets such a horrible precedent for like, you know, consent, for their own ability to stand up for themselves. And also it's like, just because you're a model doesn't mean that you have to do nudity. Like, you don't, like, as a model, you don't have to do every single job that appears in front of you. And I remember at the time they were so weird. Like on Top Model, Janice, like everyone was like so weird. Do you remember in Top Model where they shaved the girl's tooth gap wider and then sent her home for the tooth gap in the same episode? No. No. That didn't happen. She made it like top 2. Right? Am I thinking of something else? It was Chelsea, right? Like, she had like blonde hair. They were like, we should make your... No, you know what it was? I think they shat on her because they were like, she didn't want to do it as wide as they envisioned or something like that. It was like some weird thing like that. And then she didn't win. So it was like, okay, work. And then weirdly enough, a few seasons beforehand, they had Danielle and they were like, well, you should close your gap. And she was like, no. And they were like, how could she? And then she won. So it's like, girl, what are you doing? Top Model was weird. And I loved it back then. Like, I fully rewatched every season at least like 2 times. And it was now looking back, I'm like, Top Model was so weird. Have a good one, Moose. Thank you so much for being here. Have a good one. Hope you win. Don't tell me to close my gap during Pride. Well, you know, I didn't realize it was Pride because there's no fucking rainbows anywhere. Let's talk about that. Can we talk about how fucking Xbox had a Pride logo for 3 days and then Diablo came out and they were like, just kidding, let's do that instead. Like, I know that before we kind of shat on like, you know, rainbow washing and, you know, capitalizing off of the queer community. But it's like low-key scary how nobody wants to associate themselves with us anymore. Like, that's weird. Like, it's kind of scary, right? How there's like so few people or companies wanting to align themselves with us anymore. Like, what? They're both gonna end up in hell. Well, but I feel like people were so quick to make memes out of it, and I'm like, that's not funny. Like, that's fully not funny. Like, I understand, like, you know, queer people cope with humor, but like, it's not funny. Like, that's scary. Because like just a couple years ago, Microsoft literally had like panels and shit like that with queer people. I was part of that. And like cut to 2 years later, they don't even keep their Pride like icon for more than like 3 days. You know what I mean? Like, what? Yeah, I think people just use that meme that says like Pride Month, and then it slowly unravels to say demon. And that's kind of funny. Also, it's kind of funny because it's taking back a meme that's supposed to be hurtful towards us, and we're just like, oh, that's funny. So like, I get it. I understand. Queer people cope with humor, but it is kind of scary that, like, generally speaking, like, I'm seeing like basically no rainbow washing, and that's kind of scary. And people are saying it's probably the, you know, because of that situation with Dylan and like Budweiser or whatever. And it's like, you know, like all it takes is for one thing to be controversial about one brand aligning themselves with queer people, and all of a sudden everyone's like, you know what, we don't want to do it anymore, it's not profitable. Like, what would be the solution there? Like, for queer people to buy Budweiser to be like, yes, you did great in supporting Dylan or whatever. Like, it's odd. It's very odd. You don't even need Pride. One hiccup with the beers partnership and no one will touch us. It's so sad. Oh my god, it is. I love that you just come out of like lurk every once in a while to be like, I know the song. I love that. I feel like I haven't played like original like Pokemon Red and Blue in like so long. It kind of is. I kind of live. It's kind of fierce and it's kind of hunty. Every time I go back to Gen 1 though, I usually go for like Fire Red, to be honest. Ash just tripping on tripping and serving Jello shots. Doing body shots on Brock. Oh my god. Screaming. Happy Pride! I kind of want to play Pokemon Yellow sometime, because I think it would be good to like reminisce on Gen 1 without like any of the games that I've replayed countless times, you know what I mean? So I might get into that sometime. I don't know if I'm gonna stream it. That's the thing, like I don't know where this streaming thing is gonna take me here on YouTube. Like I genuinely don't know. And I kind of love that. I kind of love that. You know? I kind of had this like itch to come here to YouTube, also because of K-pop. And hear me out. So like K-pop groups aren't afraid to have like a YouTube page where it's like live streams that are just like random, and then they have like variety shows, they have teasers, they have all these things, and it's like I'm allowed to do anything here if I want, you know what I mean? And it's like, why don't I do it? I support it and the mystery. Ooh. I kind of plan to do like you know that drop it and like pick one drop one K-pop game that I was mentioning. I kind of had that in the back of my mind prepared in case this was a major flop, and I was like, I need to do something while I stream. But y'all have been so lovely. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. We've almost been here for 2 hours, and it doesn't feel like it. It really doesn't feel like it. It's been so nice. I really appreciate it. Also, y'all need to follow me on Instagram. Like, if you're not following me on Instagram, you're only getting half the Ruby. Because I'm starting to be more active there. Like, I'm actually posting stories now. The next step is for me to post, like, on my feed. But, we have time. We have time to do that. But yeah, I want to do that. I just don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm thinking of maybe, like, I don't know. I'll just do whatever I feel like. Because, yeah, I'll just do whatever I feel like. I'm not trying to overthink. I'm trying to underthink, okay? So I'm just gonna post whatever. Pick none, drop everything. I love that. I kind of love that. It's funny because I think I really, like, okay, what am I trying to say? I think some of y'all probably know this from some Twitch streams of mine, that I've been kind of wanting to drop the notion that I'm a Twitch streamer. Not because I'm ashamed of it, not because of anything, but because it's kind of like what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say? So, like, my thing was, like, almost just being like, I'm just someone who creates things, and, you know, not being necessarily defined by a platform or by one particular type of content. And recently I've been very much yearning to just, like, be like a human being. You know what I mean? That sounds weird. Taking out of context. But, like, posting things without it being labeled as, like, I'm a gamer, or I'm a K-pop fan, or I'm a this or that. Like, just literally just using socials and, excuse me, just using platforms and using socials as, like, a normal person, where, like, I share a song that I'm listening to, I share a pretty thing that I found on Instagram, I share a funny reel, you know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be, like, a thing where I'm, like, there's, like, a very defined thing, like, this is who I am, right? Like, I'm a gamer and I do this and that. Like, I don't want to do all of that. Like, I'm tired. Also, that hasn't served me. You know what I mean? It's like, that hasn't helped me in any capacity to just, like, you know, to just not necessarily hide all of these things about myself, but, like, to just, like, not showcase all that there is to me, you know? Like, what's the point in doing that, right? Because I feel like it should be about more. The more the merrier. Showing, you know, obviously not, you know, obviously having boundaries and not everything having to be something that needs to be shown. But also, like, you know, in a way, almost like romanticizing my life to a degree, where, like, I document little things even if they seem insignificant, or even if they seem irrelevant, or even if they seem, like, boring or irrelevant, or whatever the case may be, and just kind of just post stuff, you know, and just kind of enjoy the journey where people can get to know me as a person and what my interests are, what my opinions are, and just who I am in general through what I present to people, rather than just, like, trying to be, like, this overly curated and overly specific version of myself to fit an algorithm, or to fit, or to try to, you know, grow, or to fit in a particular branding or whatever. Because I don't understand half of that shit. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't subscribe to it. You know what I mean? It's just like, I just don't, you know, it doesn't make sense with me, you know? And I feel like I'm I'm gonna enjoy the freedom of just like doing whatever. And I think, you know, eventually if it happens naturally, it will happen naturally. But I'm into the idea of just like creating and just existing and just performing, rather than like thinking about like, oh, I need to stick to a particular type of video, or I need to stick with a particular type of stream, or I need to have a specific aesthetic or whatever. Like, just have fun, just like do stuff, and people are probably gonna have fun along the ride, and if not, then whatever, you know. But if I'm not having fun, and if I'm not just like doing stuff because I think I look ugly, or because that's not aesthetically pleasing, or because it's not gonna perform well, or because it's not gonna be, you know, whatever, then what's the point? You know, like, what's the point? That's what I think anyways. I'm getting very warm right now in my room because I have been here for about 2 hours now. But I think that's a good place to end the stream on. I think that's a good vibe to end it on, with like, that's who I want to be moving forward. And I know this is kind of arching back to the beginning, but hey, we're doing a callback. We're wrapping this stream up with a bow, and just like, I'm excited. I'm just genuinely excited to enter my underthinking era. Just do whatever I kind of feel like doing, and just kind of enjoy just, you know, existing on socials, instead of just like trying to think too much about it professionally. Because it's like, if you're not doing the baseline of like just being there, then it's like, of course nobody's gonna like your tweets, you're not gonna grow your following on Instagram, and you're not gonna have anyone watch your YouTube videos. If you don't fucking post anything, they're not gonna watch anything. It's like, you know, it's simple. So anyway, yeah, vibing, enjoying, and live, laugh, and loving. Very that. Thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much to everyone who's entered and joined me and supported this rebirth, new beginning, new journey, new chapter of my life. And honestly, I don't know if I'm gonna look back and kind of come back to Twitch. Like, I don't know. You know, like, I don't know if I'm gonna go back to Twitch. Like, this felt good. I really enjoyed this. And I know it's just like a different platform, but I don't know, the vibes just felt good. So yeah, there's that. Again, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. I'm probably gonna, like, honestly, whatever I post on Twitter, I end up kind of screenshotting and putting on my Instagram anyway, on my stories. So I think I'm gonna be mostly on here on Instagram, potentially on TikTok, but mostly on like Instagram, Twitter, and just, you'll know when I'm live if you follow any of that. Obviously, if you subscribe to this channel, you'll know as well. And I'll keep y'all updated, okay? I'll stream whenever I feel like it. And you should see me around, okay? You should see me around. I'm glad that you enjoyed this. And it was very nice talking to you again. It was very good catching up as well. It's been a big day. We hung with old friends, made a new friend named Moose. Absolutely. Also, I don't have any notifications for YouTube, so if anyone subscribed while I was streaming, I just remembered I don't have any alerts here, so thank you. All right, y'all, have a good one. If you're in Europe, go have some food. I mean, honestly, wherever you are, go have some food, go have some fun, and I'll see y'all around, okay? Bye. Thank you for being here. Ooh.